a happy holiday. Hello everybody and welcome to Chapter 10's Killer and Survivor Overview. In this video we'll cover the powers, perks, and Mori of the new characters for this chapter. The new killer name is the Legion. Their power is Feral Frenzy. When activated, the Legion moves at a faster rate, vaults pallets, and missed attacks have a shorter cooldown. Successful attacks during Frenzy applies a new status effect called Deep Wounds and resets the power duration, allowing Legion to chain attacks to multiple survivors. Deep Wounds puts the survivors in a timed vulnerable state. Taking damage with Deep Wounds will instantly down the survivor. Additionally, if the timer runs out on Deep Wounds, the survivor is also downed. While in chase, the timer will stop, otherwise it will deplete until mended. This is an action you take just by standing still, such as snap out of it, and other survivors can mend you for faster effect. The power is similar to the Spirits, although instead of charging it, pressing the button activates it immediately. While it is active, it remains for a duration, and when depleted, it has a recharge time. The power prevents Legion from breaking pallets, but he can vault them unlike any other killer. Attacking survivors outside of this frenzy also depletes the power itself, so you must initiate with this power while they have full health. As the attacks in Frenzy are non-lethal, they cannot down a survivor. However, depleting the deep wound meter with Frenzy attacks is a viable way to down a survivor. It takes about 3 hits. After the power is depleted, there is a stun fatigue similar to the nurse applied to the Legion. When striking a survivor, it does immediately refill the gauge for Legion to continue his pursuit. His attacks during the frenzy, like stated, are non-lethal, but any additional damage to the same survivor will actually damage the deep wound meter. Legion's base stats are 110% movement speed with a 24-meter tear radius. He is also a smaller height compared to most killers, similar to the Nightmare, as he is a human. Legion's perks are as follows. Discordance. Anytime 2 or more survivors are working on the same generator, the aura of the generator is revealed in yellow for a short duration and gives a small notification. Mad Grit grants no cooldowns for missed attacks while carrying a survivor. Additionally, hitting a survivor will pause the carried survivor's wiggle timer for a moment. Iron Maiden opens lockers 50% faster, and survivors that leave lockers are exposed for 15 seconds and revealing the location for 4 seconds, similar to Rancor. Legion's focus is to damage multiple survivors with Frenzy at once and spread deep wounds. Being together seems to strengthen Legion as he can do this fairly quickly. However, it seems he'll be a little weaker when it comes to actually securing a down, as he cannot down somebody while in Frenzy. Therefore, he has to either rely on the deep wound meter, which can be cleansed without self-care, or he just follows up with the 110% movement speed, which he also has to break any pallets he was vaulting over prior if he's getting looped at those locations. Our new survivor is Jeff Johansen. His perks are as follows. Breakdown. Breaks the hook you are removed from, regardless if you saved yourself or was saved by someone else, and reveals the killer aura for a short time. Aftercare links you and other survivors together after healing or rescuing them. While linked, you and the other survivors can see each other's aura at an indefinite range. This effect does reset when you're hooked and only the one who's running the perk. Distortion has 3 tokens on it. Each time your aura would be revealed, you lose a token and cannot be revealed for 10 seconds, and your scratch marks are hidden for that duration. Breakdown is an interesting perk as it does have some practical uses and even works well with things like Deliverance. It could even work to prevent rehooks. Aftercare is likely to fill the same spot as Bond and Empathy, as it is just another way for survivors to see one another. Whether this is an outright better choice though might actually just be down to the player preference, because it does have the requirement that you heal or unhook a survivor before you can even establish the link, and the link can also be broken when you get hooked. Unfortunately, on the PTB, Distortion does not seem to be working. I could not get it to consume any tokens. I tried Barbecue and Chili, Nurse's Calling, and it just would not prevent my aura from being seen. The killer could see it, never consume the token, so unfortunately, during this PTB, I cannot test this function out. Hopefully, we'll see its effects later on. Overall, I'm very excited for Legion. He is a killer capable of ignoring some defenses of the survivor while also having new and unique gameplay. However, I can see him struggling to finish off chases, as he may be able to place deep wounds on survivors, but he won't be able to down them without chasing them at that slower 110% movement speed. The new map is very beautiful, and the new survivor has some interesting perks, but nothing that you might see as the meta replacements. They're just nice new gimmicks that you can have some fun with and make some interesting builds with. Also, I'm just going to put it out there that Philip, the art director, really reminds me of the survivor. Whether he's directly inspired by, this might be my new main. As an additional bonus to the Legion, his cosmetics actually make him multiple people, so it's not just a he, it is a they. Right now you can play as both Frank and Julie, which alters the way they look and their voices, so you can actually customize yourself to be completely different characters with the body, and then their masks belong to each person, and I believe the bodies change the voices. With all the information out of the way, enjoy the Killers Mori. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and as always, good game.